Okay, friends, we're starting out in a child's pose. I really like it to open up the tops of the legs, the low back, and just kind of reset the spine. So come on down. Take some time breathing here with me. And we're looking for your biggest, most expansive breath. Allow the exhales to be very expansive and full, while the inhales are very strong and feel cleansing, like you're releasing a lot of stale air from your lungs, cleaning it out. Find big movement in your torso with your breath. It should feel nice to breathe deeply this way, really moving the tissues of the back body and kind of massaging it all out from the inside. See if you can feel a little longer in your spine with each inhale, and a little heavier on your exhales. Now that we've settled in probably a bit more, hopefully you notice your body has maybe softened a little bit into this child's pose. Let's really scan all of the joints. Scan your body for sensations. Sensations that feel good, sensations that might not feel as good. Just notice everything in your body and what's going on. For example, are you feeling some tension, maybe some intensity in your hip creases or low back? Maybe you feel it more in your chest and shoulders as they open and kind of release toward the floor. Maybe your tension is somewhere subtle, like in your jaw. Okay, so let's just intentionally release in all of those places. Let the jaw hang slack. Let all of your joints be soft. Any resistance that you may be unconsciously providing against the floor, just let go. Allow your body weight to sink so heavily. Watch your thoughts as well for a little while. Noticing what comes up. Let's start to move a little bit. Keep this big breath. Keep the same awareness, body awareness, breath awareness, mind awareness. And we'll start to walk the hands out to the left. Now, if you really want to open up your right side, say you're right-handed like me, and you, like me, get a lot of tension in your dominant side, then maybe you want to walk your hands way out to the left, okay? Take a little time here. Breathe deeply into the right armpit, the rib cage, the low back. Your breath is a great tool for release here because we can spread open the muscles between the ribs from the inside. Maybe let's play around with this funky little twist we've been exploring. So if you pick your head up, the right hand can slide under the left, perpendicular to your mat or your space. And you'll drop your right shoulder. You can kind of tuck it under, drop your right ear. And decide if you want to stay here, or maybe the left hand reaches up. Remember to keep your neck kind of long here, so the shoulder needs to move away from your ear. And maybe you drop the left arm across your back and try to grab that right thigh. Hold it like a handle. You can kind of peel your heart open here. Sending the left shoulder away from your ear and back down towards your tailbone. Wherever you are, enjoy a couple big, deep breaths. Let's back out of this. We'll bring it back through center. Start walking your hands over to the right. So if you are left-handed and you're feeling more tension in your dominant side, then you might take your hands way out to the right here to open up a little extra. Okay, breathe deeply into that left side, armpit, ribs, low back. So our practice is really great at showing us these kinds of asymmetries. Okay, you'll probably notice that there are sides. There's things with your side. So one side is always going to be different. One side might be tend to be more sticky. Sometimes it's your dominant side, sometimes it's not. Let's play around with that twist here. Left arm under the right, left shoulder down, left ear down. Decide if you want to keep going. A long neck is one of our priorities because we're twisting. So make sure we can keep a long spine. If you notice here that your hips come up, try to put them down. Maybe right arm up. Maybe right arm drapes across your back and holds onto your left thigh like a handle. Breathe deeply here. We'll do one more breath. All right, let's bring it back to center. Come on through. Grab the mat and pull yourself up to hands and knees. That was a long time that we spent in child's pose, so it might take a little while for your hips to kind of neutralize from that. So let's help them out a little bit. Pick up the right knee and circle it out. Circle out the hip. Okay, maybe a tiny movement. We can keep the hips level at first. And let's rewind it. Now let's pick up the right hip and stack it to open up even more. And rewind that. Nice. Send the right knee forward and drop that right foot by your right hand. And we'll start to open up the hips a little bit. So rock back and forth here. Okay, building maybe a little bit of warmth. Once we've been rocking back and forth for a bit, maybe we start to flex that right ankle, pointing the right toes at your nose so you can really open up the right calf, hamstring, maybe outer hip and glute. And if you want a little more than that, you can tuck those left toes, hover the left knee, and really pull the right hip back when you pull it back. Drop back down into your lunge so you can drop that back knee. And let's walk this right foot out to the right a little bit. So the right knee and the right toes point out there. And then we're going to circle it out. We're going to move hips around in a kind of a weird circle. But I want you to feel like you're kind of stirring the heads of your femurs around in your hip sockets, kind of warming up that joint. Let's rewind that. Take some circles back the other way. It's kind of a silly movement. A lot of yoga is really silly movements if you think about it. Okay, let's keep the right foot walking all the way out to the right. So take your right foot out straight away, perpendicular from the line of your spine. And I'm just going to turn so that you can see what I'm actually doing here. So I'm going to turn sideways, but we're in the same position, okay? So take the right foot out there. You can actually walk it kind of far if you want and keep your hands under your shoulders until you feel a very nice opening on that inner right thigh. Okay, nothing painful, please. Ground the outer edge of the right foot so you get that great ankle stretch and start to rock your hips back and forth. Okay, just gently feeling out that right inner thigh. Okay, hopefully it feels nice, never hurts, never ever hurt. And then we'll walk the right foot back around to center. So we're bringing it back to a lunge, having really opened up this right hip in a pretty effective way. So I'll meet you back in a lunge with the right foot forward. And maybe we can walk the left knee back a little bit now that we've opened things up. And let's turn this into a twist, reaching up with that right hand. So have a huge breath in here. Think of looking up at the right hand so you get that twist all the way up to the base of your skull. Okay, with your exhale, bend that right elbow. Bring it as close as you can to your left wrist. Okay, that might not be close. It might not touch at all, but just go for it anyway. Bend the left elbow. Inhaling, reach up with the right hand, big chest. Exhaling, right elbow bends to the left wrist. Once more, up on the inhale. Down on the exhale. Let's come up one time and then hold. Right here. Nice twist. If you need a break, you can drop the right hand to your leg or the floor. If you're feeling pretty good here, tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Okay, maybe put a little more engagement between your knees and drop the hips a little lower. One more big breath right here. And we'll drop the back knee. Okay, check it out. Pull your left heel, that's the back heel, in toward your glute, like a hamstring curl, and then put it back on the floor. Again, pull the heel in towards your glute, put the foot back on the floor. One more time, pull it in, see if that right hand can grab that left ankle on the inside. Okay? Okay, check this out. If you can hold it on the inside, you can move that heel gently towards your glute and get a nice stretch in your quad, okay? And I like to kind of roll around on the top of the kneecap. Okay, so try that. Kind of roll it around. A great massage for all the tissues that attach there. There's so much going on at that knee joint. And then if all is going well here, we're just gonna finish it off with one really nice little chest opener. Flip your hand over so the thumb points up, the palm faces out to the right. Grab the outside of your ankle. Okay, look over your right shoulder. Kick your foot away from you. Kick that left foot away from you. And see if you can peel your chest open to the ceiling here. Big, spacious right side of your heart. Should feel nice. Okay, one more big breath in here. And let's release that. We'll let that left foot go back to the floor. Right hand down in front. Let's bring it back to hands and knees position. If we take our knees and hands kind of wide, maybe mat width, we can circle it out a little bit. So notice how your hips feel, shoulders. Let's rewind it. Okay, we're coming back to a hands and knees. So hands back under shoulders, knees back under hips. And we'll take the left knee up and we'll keep the hips level for now, but circle out your left hip. I'm circling that left knee. All right, notice how that left outer hip is doing today. Let's rewind that. Now let's pick the hip up. Let's stack the left hip on top of the right to make the biggest, most ridiculous circles, as much movement as we can. Let's rewind it. All right, sending that left knee forward next time, drop the left foot outside your left hand. And maybe we move the right knee back a little bit and we'll rock the hips back and rock the hips forward a few times. So this is your opportunity to become very aware of how the tissues on the back of the left leg are doing, okay? If your left hamstring is tight, you are thinking about it right now, every time you pull the left hip back. So be gentle. Perhaps to deepen your calf stretch, you put a nice flex in that right foot. I'm sorry, that's a left foot. Put a nice flex in that left ankle there. And for even more, you can tuck the right toes, strengthen the right knee up off the floor, and you have a little bit more space to move here. Continue to pull that left hip back, engage the knees toward each other. And then let's settle down into a lunge. So we'll get the left foot back on the floor, drop that right knee, and let's walk the left foot quite far out to the left. So maybe off your mat, and the toes and the knee are pointed out there, okay? And that gives us a little more freedom to move the hips in this weird kind of lungy circle. So pay attention to your femur heads rolling around in the hip sockets. It's kind of a great opportunity to open up that joint on both sides. Let's rewind our weird lungy hip circles. Okay, and let's keep the left hip mobility going by walking the left foot all the way out to the left. And I'm going to turn so that I can show you and so that I have space. Left foot is all the way out to the left. So the left leg is now perpendicular to the line of your upper body, or your space probably where you are. And your hands will walk over to the left so that they can still be under your shoulders. And you'll just find the perfect situation for yourself as far as that left inner thigh lengthening goes. So don't overdo it. Put a slight flex in your knee so it's not locking, okay? Please try not to lock your knee. And do ground the outer edge of your left foot. And can you keep all that and rock the hips forward and back? Forward and back. Finding spaciousness in the inner thigh. Okay, as you're ready, we'll walk this right back into just a regular lunge. So walk the left foot back in toward the left hand. Okay, and we're back in a low lunge. So we're all in the same place here. Since we're a little bit warmer, we may move the right knee even further back. And we'll build a little twist into this lunge. So let's get the left hand up. Reaching high on your inhale, think of spiraling open your chest. On your exhale, bend that left elbow. Go for the right wrist. Okay, you might get there, you might not. It doesn't matter. But go for it anyway. Inhale to come up, peel open your chest. Look up. Exhale to come down. Again, like that. Inhale up. And exhale down. Let's reach up and hold. So come on up. Hold it right here and breathe. Okay, gentle option. You can drop the left hand. Okay, you're still in a lunge. You're still here. Spicy option. Tuck the right toes. Strengthen the right knee up off the ground like a strong tree trunk. But keep your two knees trying to squeeze together. Hips are heavy. Okay, letting go of a whole lot of tension in the hips here. That right hip flexor, the left hamstring. One more big breath here. And let's come down with that back knee, okay? Now here's where we'll do a little hamstring curl, okay? So let's bend that right knee, pull the heel in toward the glute one time, and let it go. 2 times, let it go. 3rd time, hold. Grab the inside of the ankle and move that heel towards your glute. Get that quad stretch, okay? If you're a runner or a cyclist, soccer player, you're feeling this. So again, roll on the top edge of the kneecap. Find something that you didn't even know you needed to release there. Okay, if all is going well, let's get a little heart opening here. Flip your hand the other way so the left thumb points up, the left palm points out to the left, and grab the outer edge of that right foot. See if you can take a little back extension here. Pull that left foot back. Sorry, that's the right foot. Pull that right foot back and peel your chest up toward the ceiling. Big breath here. Get a great chest heart opening here. One more breath. Nice. Let that go. Okay, release that right foot back to the floor. Left hand down in front. Let's bring it back to hands and knees. Take your hands and knees wide. Let's circle it out a little more. Okay, one direction and then the other. Okay, and then bring the hands back in underneath the shoulders, knees back in underneath your hips. And if you tuck your toes here and sit back on your heels, I'd like to take a little time just to open up our wrists, okay? They're really important and we tend to abuse them and not really take care of them in our lives. So let's work on it together. Look at your palms, point your fingers down, and put the top of your hand on the floor, and we'll roll around side to side. Okay, you can apply more or less pressure. Okay, it's fine if you want to put a lot of body weight onto your hands. Just make sure it feels good. Everyone's super different here. Okay, point them out to the side, roll a little bit that way, side to side. Palm is still facing up. And then point them in at each other and roll a little bit side to side there. Okay, we'll flip it over. Okay, palm is down on the floor now with the fingers pointing back at your knees. Okay, and we'll peel it back. Oh, I like to walk my hands kind of far out away from me and then sit back on my heels so I really get that big wrist stretch. That might be a little much, so just kind of feel out what you're wanting here. Sometimes I can be a little extra, okay? But extra can be fun. Okay, point the fingers out away from each other, rock side to side. And then point them toward each other and rock side to side. All right. Feels good in the wrists. Maybe shake it out. Should be feeling pretty nice. So from here, let's find a comfy seat. So if you can just sit your hips out to one side, you'll find another comfy seat. Maybe try that half lotus. Okay, half lotus with right foot tucked on top of the left thigh. Okay, we can start on this side. And sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Notice your breath and your heart rate. Notice body heat, sensations from your practice, things like that. Let's put equal weight into each sitting bone. Okay. Equal weight in the sitting bones. Shoulder blades drop down the back as that heart lifts. And we want to feel that the low back, that strong, robust spine in the low back is lifting like a strong tree trunk up and out of your pelvis. So we want active lift in the spine. And we'll start to warm up shoulders and get shoulders to maybe open and let go a little bit. So take your arms out wide. Point your fingers out like blades. So your hands are now like blades. And then strengthen your shoulders in toward your body. So as if you're trying to plug each arm into the shoulder socket. Feel the arms activate and strengthen. And then from your shoulder, let's make tiny circles with the fingertips. So this is all coming from your shoulder. Your elbows and your wrists are just along for the ride. They're not actually moving. Let's make these circles a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bigger, and keep making them bigger. Okay, keep making this huge circle. Notice you have to work a little extra when the hands go back. That's okay. We don't mind a little extra challenge so that we can open up the front, okay, the chest, where we get more locked up. We need that extra strength in the back body to cultivate release in the front body. Let's rewind this. So push through the palm and take it back the other way. Pull the arms back. Keep the circles big. Push through that palm. And let's start to make them a little bit smaller each time. Little bit smaller, 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 smaller here. And then finally, allow your hands to rest on your knees. Close your eyes here. Feel the warmth in your shoulders. Take a few deep breaths. From here, we'll switch our crossing of our legs. So we'll take the right foot back on the floor. The left foot will be the on top leg for this half lotus. So left foot will kind of hook itself up near your right hip. And you can always put it anywhere else on the right thigh, okay? Half lotus. We'll sit up tall here. Long spine grounded in the hip bones. And pat yourself on the back with your right hand. Okay? You might just start out by taking your left hand to your right elbow and pointing that right elbow straight up at the sky. So it feels really nice in your right tricep and armpit, shoulder. And so let's cultivate a lot of space around the head and shoulders here. Sometimes it's tempting to let the shoulders smooth shut by the ears, but we want the opposite. We want a long neck. Maybe we can point the right elbow a little bit over to the left. And maybe if we let go of the right elbow, we can hold it there. Send the left hand behind to look for the right. So the left palm will be facing outward. The right palm is facing inward. And if they meet, they can hook their fingertips together like this, okay? Hook them and maybe hold and breathe right there. If it's not happening today, don't force it. It's not a big deal, okay? Some people grab a towel and hold it, and I think that's something that can work really well. Some people just grab onto their shirt and hold it, okay? But maybe you just reach. Maybe you just have the hands back there. Nice release for the arms. Maybe one more breath here. And let that go. Okay, let your hands rest on your knees. Close your eyes. Take a moment just to feel that. Sometimes when we're moving from posture to posture, we don't really get a chance to feel the effects. Okay, switching sides as you're ready. Take your left hand to your back, pat yourself on the back. The right hand can hold that left elbow and point it straight up at the ceiling. Okay, maybe even back a little bit if that's appropriate today. Keep the neck long. Remember your spacious neck on all sides, especially around your ears. Maybe we move the left elbow to point slightly over to the right. Breathe deeply into that big, wide open left armpit. Maybe if we let go of the left elbow, it'll stay there. We can send the right hand behind the back and look for the hand, okay? If they meet today, awesome. It might happen today, it might not. It doesn't matter. Just go for it anyway and keep breathing. Maybe close your eyes. Feel your body kind of cooling down, coming down from the heat of your practice. As you're ready, let that go. Again, rest your hands on your knees, close your eyes, and just feel your arms. Notice how that feels. From here, lean back on your hands and put your feet on the floor. We're kicking out the legs. First, some windshield wipers, so kind of shake it out. Ooh, might get some cracks and pops. And then come seated on your mat with your legs out in front of you. All right? So long legs. It's sometimes challenging to sit up straight in a staff pose, Dandasana, which is where we are. And that's okay. So you might find yourself needing to lean back, okay, or having a hard time without not rounding your spine. So in that case, pick up your knees. Notice how much easier that gets. Amazing. Okay, it's magical. So just pick up your knees if you feel limited here. Even if you can fully extend your knees, do bend them a little bit. Okay, just a little micro bend so that there's a bit of a kick down feeling in your heels, but there's also a bit of a kneecap pulling up feeling so your quads are engaged. We're going to fold, okay? It's going to feel nice in your low back and the backs of your legs. So fingertips down in front of you with your longest spine inhale at the top of your head away from the floor. And as you exhale, move your heart towards your toes, okay? It does not matter how far you go for this first breath, so take the pressure off. Stop when you feel your spine might be starting to round, okay? And then come back up on the inhale. Let's do it again. Exhale, pull the heart forward. You might walk your fingertips. Stop when your spine starts to round. Inhale back. to upright spine. One more time. Exhale, pull the heart forward. Pull it. Send the shoulder blades back. Hold and breathe here. And we'll just enjoy this for a little while. So bend those knees if you need to make this more easeful. But if you can, do support your upper body with your hands on the floor, please. But maybe your elbows come to the floor here, okay? Still supporting that upper body, so it's not just hanging and bouncing in space. Continue to lengthen your spine here. With each inhale, your spine is longer. With each exhale, your heart moves further. And it may feel great to drop your head at some point. Please keep your neck long if you do that. And resist the temptation to grab and pull with your hands. Do the opposite. Just be passive with the hands. They're not grabbing, they're just there for support. As you're ready, walk your hands back up and in toward your hips. And then pick up your right knee and slide your right foot toward you. We'll take this right foot to the outside of the left leg and plant it somewhere near that left hip. The left arm will be in charge of holding the right leg. Okay. And we're just going to look over the right shoulder. So you can use your right fingers behind you to push the floor down and lengthen your spine. So flex that left foot way out there. Strong, pull the right knee into your belly button. Long spine on your inhale and big twist on your exhale. If you want a little more, you can move more deeply into this twist by taking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Okay? Just a little more twist available. Keep breathing though. Let's bring this back into center. Now here, I'd like to pick up this right foot. Okay, so pick up your right foot and hold it with both of your hands. I like to interlace fingers, one on the bottom of the foot, one on the top. And you're holding your foot. And you can just play around with moving the foot up and down, side to side. Okay, move it around, maybe draw funky circles with it. And we'll see if we can, maybe today, maybe not today. Okay, maybe we put this right foot in the left elbow crease and the left arm conveniently can hold the right calf. Okay, the right arm can help out too by coming around the right side and also holding the calf. And so you've got this baby now. This right leg is now your baby. So rock your baby. Notice how your right hip is feeling. This is a really great massage for all of the big muscles on your right glute. So smoosh out the right glute, lift and lower the leg. Maybe just hang out right here. Maybe this is quite enough for today. Maybe you could bring your hands back to the right foot and think about extending the right leg partially or fully, okay? And then same idea, you can move the foot closer, out to the left, out to the right, kind of stirring that joint around. Okay, find something that feels nice. And maybe take one or two more breaths here in whatever variation you're exploring. And then we'll let that go. The right leg will release out long. And let's pick up the left knee, pull it in. Left foot to the outside of the right knee, right thigh. Right arm holds the left leg close now. So we're switching sides for this twist. If you look over your left shoulder, left fingers behind, we can have a nice twist. Long spine, inhale. Look over your left shoulder as you exhale. Remember to use your belly muscles. Pull the belly button to the spine with the exhale. If you want to deepen this twist, right elbow to the outside of the left knee, and you can get a little deeper in there. Remember, length in the spine. Every opportunity, lengthen the spine. Maybe one more breath. Feels good. All right. Let that twist go. Okay, let's pick up the left foot now. So one hand on the bottom of the foot, one hand on the top. You can pick the foot up and kind of move it in little circles maybe. Notice how the left hip is feeling. So maybe roll on the tissues in that left glute. Okay, roll around on the head of the femur back there in the hip socket. And then maybe we think about bringing the left foot into that right elbow crease. The right hand holds the leg and the left hand can do the same. And we try to sit up tall, even though it's kind of challenging to sit up tall here. And then rock around a little more. Okay, massage that left glute, the big muscle. A lot of tension in it. Maybe playing around with extending this left knee more. You can grab the foot again and play around. Push the foot away, bring it in. And if you can extend the leg, move it side to side. Move it all around. Move it towards you and away from you. Okay? Just something different for that joint. As you're ready, friends, let all that go. Lengthen your legs, and let's see if we can take a really long time to roll down. So reach towards the direction of your toes, wrap your belly button in, point your tailbone at your toes, and let's see if we can roll down in the super slow motion. When you land, find your number one favorite resting posture and just be for a little while. Allow your breath to soften into something like the involuntary breath of sleep. No effort, no control over the breath anymore. Allow all effort to drain from your body, especially your jaw and your face, your shoulders, your hips. Allow your thoughts to settle on something very good. Cultivate a moment of luxurious bliss. Please keep resting like this for as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me.